Hi there, and welcome to the 90-day paid traffic program. Welcome to OXG Media. In this series of videos, they're going to guide you through the onboarding process, which is probably going to take around probably 45 minutes to 60 minutes if you're fast. Alright, so this series of videos will bring you step by step through the entire onboarding process, and by the end of it, we'll have all your information that we need to get started, and afterwards there will be a schedule link that you can schedule a call such that we can go through a strategy session and everything will start. Alright, so basically this is just an orientation of what to expect from this entire program. Alright. Okay, so the contents of this video will go through the emotional journey, work tasks, what the program does not include, how to make this a great partnership for both of us, how to make sure this partnership discontinues, the company values, as well as additional details. Alright, so the emotional journey of the process. So running advertising campaigns online as well as digital is usually very emotional because there are a lot of ups and downs. There are algorithmic changes. There are days where ads work very, very well, and there are days that ads don't work very, very well. So if you are in this business and digital marketing, and if you know anything about ads, it's quite unpredictable sometimes. So if you, especially when you're running ads for the first time and when you're spending money, there is usually tend to be an emotional journey. So we're going to take you through it. So for example, if you don't have a pixel installed, right, if you don't have data analytics tracking within your website, then you may see, like, for example, dips, right, of information where there is a lack of information in the pixel and there are no warm audiences. And so for quite a while, there's still a time for us and our agency for us to develop relationship with your audiences. And so you may not see the results as soon as you would like them to. Okay, so this really depends. So this is a general emotional journey of the process during the service delivery process. So within like a 90-day period, right, the first day 1 to day 20, we would have already, before everything has started, already strategized on what we're going to do, set up all our ad creatives, have got everything that we've needed so far, and this is the kickoff period, right? In this period, you'll be feeling really good because we have already strategized well, and we are just executing the plan at first. Right, the ads have all come out, and the ad that's basically our copywriters as well as our ad managers where we're doing our thing, and all ads are basically out from day 1 to day 20. So from day 21 to day 40, there's usually a sense of doubt because either the ads that we are testing out, right, we're rapidly testing and split testing so that we are seeing which is the winning ad copy that we can scale. There's usually doubt, right, that whether this Facebook ads or ads in general work. Yes, they do work. It's just that it takes time to develop a relationship with the audience, especially when you are digitizing your entire business online. There's a sales process that people need to go through, such that they go through to like, trust, and respect your brand. And that's where day 21 and day 40, there's a sense of doubt that you may feel. Right? Then afterwards, there may be day 40 and day 60 where there's stability, right? We found winning ad sets with our very, very aggressive testing methods, and leads are coming. Conversions are coming in, purchases are coming in, and this is where you can kind of see the progress and kind of see what is happening with the ads. Alright, and day 60 to day 90 becomes when the ads have matured and relationship building has already formed, such that there are a lot of warm audiences in this category, and we're already starting to optimize aggressively for purchase. We've understand where our warm audiences are and what type of creatives that resonates well with your audiences, and this is where a profit stage. Right, then afterwards, after this entire traffic program, day 90 plus, right, we put Bliss over there because we know what type of ads usually work on your ad account. We know what's working, and we can continuously profit off that and basically gain massive revenue off the process. So I really like to implore you, when we go through this process, right, it takes time initially, and there's a lot of upfront work as well. So just be patient with it, and there may be ups and downs in the journey, but just trust the process, right? Alright, so basically what we generally do for all campaigns, this is what we scope of work that we generally do. So the campaign setup, we have ads manager setup, everything, all the administrative stuff, permissions and stuff. There's creation, design, the targeting, delivery, ad copy, and creative. We've got everything in place, the copywriting, as well as all the creatives that we're gonna be launching through our audiences. Then there's a campaign testing phase, right? So we're generally being very aggressive and applying small budgets to test campaign variables. Meaning, if we've never run ads in your account, we definitely need to see what was working in the past or what is definitely something that we can improve on by launching new fresh ads. Right, so this is really applying small budgets to everything and understanding what is working well with the audience, and thus we're able to scale that. So audience research and refining, creating and refining audiences to get a better ROI. This basically means if you are reaching out to core audiences in the first place, eventually you need to get into lookalike audiences and warm audiences, right? People that actually know you, and such that your pixel is seasoned enough such that you're able to basically target the correct people at the correct time, right? So we're not generally just going out cold audiences and going to people who are not going to buy, right? In, for example, 100 people, there are usually only 3 people that are ready to buy, and lookalike audiences and audience research and refining does that. All right, then there's afterwards, we also go through Facebook retargeting. So these are generally where you see on the backend side where the profits are coming in, right? Where you can have your upsell funnels and people are converting, because you have your retargeting audiences, people who already like, trust, and respect you, and you generally have high return on investment on these type of ads, especially when your data has been seasoned enough and there's sufficient data. All right, then afterwards there's campaign optimization. So once we find something that's working, then that's really where we see tremendous ROI come in, right? That's daily optimization and tweaking all the time for the ads to ensure they are working well, right? Maybe do CBO campaigns, or maybe do meta bits and stuff, right? So that's just daily optimization and really doubling down on what really works to get a very, very good ROI. All right, then afterwards, at the end of every month, of course, there's a monthly performance reporting. So definitely keeping you in the loop of what is happening, what are the metrics so far, what are our North Star metrics, what do we care about, where are the breakdowns in the funnels, what can be improved, etc., etc. All right. Okay, so what the program does not include. The program does not include backend newsletters and emails, so email marketing unless agreed upon otherwise. There won't be funnel creation and landing page building unless agreed upon otherwise. So this depends on all the others as well. Abandoned cart email sequences, ad comment monitoring, and social media follower growth, right? Because followers don't actually equate to revenue. Yeah, so that's basically it, unless we've agreed upon otherwise. How to make this a great partnership is actually very, very simple. Be constantly asking questions, right? It's very difficult to believe in something you do not really understand, but that's okay, just ask. That's why we're here. If you don't really understand what's happening in your ads manager or stuff, or like a feature of why we're doing things, there's always a reason why we do things, right? It's always to get the best ROI for you. But if you don't understand why we are generally doing things, then it's okay, just ask. Okay. Second one would be to unplug emotion. Okay, so like for example, if a financial advisor comes to you and suggests to you a certain plan, he does this. He only does his best when he has the trust of his clients, and it's kind of the same dynamic when you're working with our agency, right? You should unplug all types of emotions, because all the decisions that we make are generally framed towards a North Star metric, or a value guiding principle as we call it. And this value guiding principle is this going to get a better ROI in general? Right, so you gotta unplug emotion, especially in the emotional part of the journey when the ads don't work, or we're still in the testing phase and seeing what works. All right. Number 3 would be to be open to new ideas. We're gonna push you to the boundaries of what's possible, but we only suggest things to you if we believe it's going to drive your business forward. Right, so we're very, very focused on these value guiding principles, in the sense that every decision that we make, we always think about, is it gonna bring more value or not? And if it's not, right, then we're definitely not gonna do it. Right, but we're also going to be pushing you to your boundaries, meaning trying out new things that you may not be comfortable or have never done before, but we've seen past the success. Right, we're definitely going to introduce these new ideas, such that if we test and it may fail, then we know that it doesn't work for the brand, and we're going to move on. Right, but we're going to be constantly pushing the boundary. And the last one, to be responsive. Right, so our agency really believes on speed of execution, meaning a delivery of the service and execution of it is really what we care about, right? That's we are gonna give the conveyor belt analogy in the next slide, but basically, after the entire process comes from results, planning, considering results, and then executing the actual action plan. All right. So what that really looks like in terms of what speed of execution is that we know the digital age is very, very fast. Like seriously, like Facebook, Google, if they have an algorithmic change, like we're always on top of that, right? But the thing is, we may not be able to update you all the time, right? And the speed of execution of things in business in general is that the faster you are, the more output you can get, right? And that's especially for the digital age as well as this age of advertising. So the way we see it is that it's a very, very big conveyor belt that's happening, right? How we see our business and how we gonna generate revenue for you is the choke points are always the middle steps, right? And the faster we do these things, the more execution there is, the more testing there is, the more data that we are able to work with, and the more results that we can get with you. So basically, how we see the business is structured into the onboarding process. The faster we onboard you, we can get through a discovery call where we can go through an ad strategy with you, and afterwards we'll do the creation of the ads as well as the copy. And the next one would be having all the copywriting and ads creative approved, as well as any funnel adjustments or any funnel tweaks that need to happen before any ads come out. Right, we don't want to be running ads without a nice and perfectly optimizing funnel in the first place. Otherwise, we're just wasting money on traffic at that point. Might as well do something that fixes the fundamentals instead of spending money and throwing it down the drain. Right. The next one will be message amplification. So the faster we do the first 4 steps, the faster your message comes out, the faster your relationships are being built, the like, trust, and respect with your cold audiences as well as warm, and the faster that revenue and cash flow comes in, and that can be reinvested into the business. The best thing about, I guess, how revolutionary digital marketing is in the first place is that the ability to retarget audiences, right? So being able to reinvest the cash flow as well as compound all the data, allowing Facebook and Google to really use that data so that we're able to find even greater audiences that match your brand, such that you're able to increase revenue super fast. And that's basically reinvesting everything and doubling down on what works, and that's how you scale very fast. Alright, so how to make sure this partnership continues as well. So if there's any sort of disrespectful behavior with our staff and our team members, then that will definitely lead to termination. We definitely don't accept that type of behavior, and it's a no policy, right? So but we also know you won't do that. Right. Second one would be our communication policy. So as I was speaking just now about the speed of execution, we communicate on Slack, right? We believe Slack is an application, project management tool as well. It's a superior workplace communication tool, and you will have a dedicated channel to your entire brand set up for that. So all communications will go through here. The reason why we are strict about this policy is because we have all our team members and employees all centralized in one location. And the faster and the more centralized our communications, the more execution there is, right? So the less discussing, the less talking, and simpler the messages, the more we are doing on the execution, and the more work that we actually can be done, more time being spent doing things than talking about things, right? So we are very strict on this. Just communicate with us through Slack, not email or whatever. One centralized location where everybody is informed, everybody knows what to do. Next one will be not showing up for meetings, right? So, for example, if we had a meeting scheduled, right? If we had a meeting having an ad strategy session number 2, and then you're not showing up for meetings, then that's another choke point for speed of execution. And the faster we do this, the faster we can get to step 8. Right, so please have at least a 24-hour barrier if you are actually cancelling a meeting or you have an emergency, right? Definitely inform us beforehand, and we'll just postpone the meeting to a different time that's suitable for you. The last one would be talking about treatment. Like we're definitely want to be treated as like your consultant and not your employee or whatever it is. We want to generate as much ROI for you as possible, and just treat us the same manner as like a trusted consultant, right? All we want to do is deliver great results for you, and that's the only thing we care about, honestly. Okay, so additional details. The first 90 days is a program, right? So it's a legally binding 90 days, and subsequently is a monthly service. Right, the service fee, when we quote you the service fee, is exclusive of the amount you're going to be spending on ads. Right, so this is the mission of our company. The reason why we want to share this with you is because we really believe in our mission, and I think by hopping on with our agency and by agreeing to do business with us, I think you may also share some of the values that we share. Right, so our mission is to help willing and committed business owners navigate and dominate the online space through digital marketing. So the reason why there are 2 lines that are being underlined: to help willing and committed. Right, the only reason why we even consider working with you is because we know you're willing and committed, right? People who are not willing and committed to reinvest back into the business are actually not really serious about business in the first place. They're not serious about scaling the business, right? And we only want to help people who want to help themselves. So that's why we have this willing and committed here. Okay, navigate and dominate. We only honestly really want to help you scale very hard on digital marketing. Get your reach out as much as possible. And in terms of dominate, we don't want to do small numbers. We want you to really scale very fast if possible, right? If the logistical requirements allow you to do so, and that will really allow you to separate from the competition very fast, because we know how in the digital space it's even more cutthroat than the real world. Yep. Alright, so I would like to really warmly welcome you to OXG Media. We're really excited to have you on board, and let's get you onboarded. So you just follow the series of videos. After this video is very, very simple, and just follow the steps, and afterwards there'll also be a Google form and stuff, and below this video there'll be show you a series of videos of exactly how the onboarding process works. It's very, very easy, and yeah, let's get going. Thanks for your time.